Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Steel City Knives. Right, we're taking part in sort of an open tag. This is something that was started by Bakery Wizard, brilliant channel over there. Big fan of his. He loves French cutlery, and essentially what he does, he shows his French knives on a Friday. So I asked him if I could sort of make it a bit of an open tag and join in, because I'm a big fan of French cutlery. How it works with me, I usually end up buying a handful of them directly from France a year, and then I'll probably stagger it out. I won't do too many. I don't do them back to back, but I will be sort of dotting them throughout the year. I also do another sort of series on a Friday. It's called Frugal Fridays, and I hope to pick that up. And that's just sort of showing knives that sort of punch well above their price tag. And I really wanted to, because I love a budget blade, and it's a good way of just showcasing that. But yeah, love my French knives. I'm really interested in their cutlery scene in general. I love cutlery from all around the world, and they all have their own little twists and takes on things, and French is a massive one. French knives, well, we'll talk about it later on in the video. We're going to have a look around the knife first, then we'll talk a bit about French cutlery in general, then we'll talk a bit about the actual company that sold this knife. Right, let's get on with the video. So as you can see here, this is a sod buster pattern. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about a sod buster pattern, but it's a very famous pattern. A lot of countries around the world have their own sort of variant of it, and it's a very useful and ergonomic work knife, and a lot of them have that sort of title in mind. So the Americans refer to it as a sod buster, that we all probably commonly know the pattern as it's probably the most popular sort of name title, and probably the most sold is the case sod buster. And again, they sort of copyrighted that title. I've actually been carrying this one today. I apologise for it, but and this is the junior. This is the junior. So as you can see there, the one that I have, the French version I have here, is more like your full size case sod buster, although slightly smaller. So not quite a full size case sod buster. I don't have one, unfortunately, but you can see the difference there. So a bit more of a larger knife we have here. Now, I kind of messed up, I'll be honest with you here. Sabot, they have a lot of different variants of this. And I didn't buy it directly from them. I bought it from a German seller when I was buying a German knife. And this is the only cover material they had. Although I'll show you a few of the ones that if you buy directly from Sabot, you will find. And that's where I went wrong, because as you can see there, I have a lot of brown handled sod busters. So really I should have got something with a different cover material just to break it up slightly. But we have a very budget offering here from Italy. We have I would say it's still not it's a good price for what you're getting here from Germany. This is plum wood. I'm unsure what the wood is here. This is walnut wood. So again, these are probably more accustomed to your junior size, and this is the larger size here. Now, as you may have noticed, traditionally on sod busters, you have this a large bird's eye rivet. Probably you can see it more so in the budget offering here. There you go. And as you see, it looks like an eye. I think that's why they refer to it as a bird's eye. But now, this does not. It has a T8 screw here and a bit of a retaining ring here. I'm a hardcore traditionalist, so I prefer to see the bird's eye rivet. I can see the benefits of something like this. You can loosen it or tighten it, and you know, so there are benefits definitely. But yeah, I'm a hardcore traditional fan, so I do like seeing the more traditional sort of bird's eye rivet there. But you can actually see it a bit on the otter there. But I'm impressed with this knife though. It retails at €58 directly from Sabot. But yeah, we're going to deep dive into that company, and look into the history a bit of that company, and then regional French knives as well. But let's have a good walk around this knife first. So we'll do the dimensions, shall we? So it's a 4-inch handle. That's 10.2 centimeters. The blade, for the whole blade length, is 8.3 centimeters. That's 3¼ inch. And then the cutting edge is 7.6 centimeters. That's 3 inches for the cutting edge. So what you find with a lot of French knives is they will sort of etch more their details on the blade itself. And then what's stamped is we've got France and then what the steel is. So this is 12C27, and that's a Sambic steel, which we all know is a very good steel, holds up really well, and a good steel to have. I do like these covers. Like I say, as much as I said I wish I preferred something else, I'd gone for something else. They are really nice. My lighting is not doing it justice. I have done a short of this on my channel if you'd like to see it under natural light. So it really does showcase it a bit more. Now this did come a bit rough and ready, I'm not going to lie. As you can see there was a chip out where the T8 pivot screw is, and there was a little dink on the handle. How it came to it, there you go, you can just see it there. Other than that, for the money, and it's hafted really well. No real gaps on the back spring there. As you can see, maybe a slight one there, but still very smooth to the touch. These sod busters, now, unless, don't get me wrong, Case do some beautiful ones in bone. They're absolutely stunning. But I would say a lot of the sort of European ones are definitely work knives. If we have a look at sort of the handle thickness on these compared to, say, a sod buster from America, as you can see there, they're a lot more of a thicker handle there. And like I say, all in wood. As you know, the channel, I'm a big fan of wood anyway. If you live in cold climates, it's a very warming material. It will heat up with your hands and sort of hold that heat in as well. I've given this a slight bit of oil, just some food grade mineral oil. A brilliant material for a work knife, I think personally. And it's, like I say, hard wearing. But yeah, and it is. These are why these sod busters have these sort of names. And like you say, the French refer to this as le Mineur, which is minor in French. So they've all got, like say, sod buster. I know the Germans sort of refer to them as the butcher. They've all got really sort of heavy duty names to do a day's work. So what I really like about this knife is the finish on the blade. So not a high polish, you can see these lines on it. Just really, like I said, they're a workhorse of a knife. They really are. A nice little nail nick there. I'll just show you the blade grind. I've not put this one to a lot of use yet. So, but what you'll find with me is I tend to keep hold of all my knives. So we'll be doing sort of long-term use reviews later on down the line. So I struggle to sell or trade any of my knives, so they all get a bit of a working eventually. But I just wanted to give you my first. So let's have a look at the blade centering. Really snappy on the close. I'll let you listen to the. It's got such a nice sound on the open. Really authoritative. It's got a good backspring on it as well. You can break it with one hand. But really snappy on the open. Really is. I'll let you have a look at the blade centering. More or less straight down the middle. But like I say, a real good blade stock on it as well. But yeah, you can just tell this thing was built to do a day's work. It is, and that's I love the sod buster pattern because it is just a tremendous work knife. It really is. But yeah, love the blade shape on the sod busters. Like I say, people refer to them as a bull nose. But yeah, just an absolute beautiful knife. Look at sort of the history of Sabot, and also I want to just say thank you to him, really, because obviously it came in a really understated box, just with their information and a bit about the knife and things, but this came in it, and this sums up French cutlery, really. This is a brief outline of France, and then you've got the different blade sort of knives dotted around the place. So how French cutlery works is they call it regional. So they have different regions in France, obviously, and then they have slight different nuances or cultures and things like that, and that's represented in their knives, so that all their knives are different in different regions and things like that. So just a really nice touch. I really enjoyed seeing this and having this. I'll put up a few more pictures here that probably represent it. But you'll find that a lot on sellers. If you go on their website in France, it will say regional knives, and sort of you drill down to find that region's knife. It's a very unique to France, I would say. Definitely unique to France for cutlery. I want to give a bit of a shout out as well while we're talking about French cutlery to Knives of France. Now, these are an American seller, so I've never actually bought anything, but I've spoke to the guy a few times, Stefan, and I actually emailed him to make sure this was all right. But he has some absolutely fantastic articles about French cutlery on there. So even if you're not going to buy anything, go check out his website. He's one of these sellers that go above and beyond. He's clearly got an absolute love and passion for French cutlery, and it shows on his website. It's phenomenal, some of the stuff. One of my favourite sort of stories of French cutlery is they do a lot of their work on their front historically, and they had all the kit down below, and they'd work above it and lie flat. Now, you'll see that even with cutlers of today, that they have a slight hunch on their back, and that's just through sheer graft, working over a knife, making these knives every day, and hunched over their equipment. So this is how cutlers in the day back in France overcome that. And then they used to have dogs that sort of laid on their back to keep them warm on their legs. So I love stories like that. I absolutely love them. So I think French cutlery, there's a lot of fans of it out there. Me and Bakery Wizard started off this French Friday. My mate over in Canada, Knife Raven, he's a big fan of French cutlery. He's got some brilliant videos out on it. A mate of mine, Elan, who he's a wealth of French cutlery knowledge. He's got some absolutely brilliant knives, and I keep bugging him to get a channel. So hopefully he'll get a channel together. But yeah, if you haven't got any French cutlery in the collection, I've never been disappointed with any of the ones I've had. And I will continue to show them on the channel, definitely. Right, let's talk about the company. So the company itself, let's have a look at it. So it's Sabot. This is all their information. Like I say, they've been going around since 1870. So they are 154 years old. I haven't had permission to show these, to show their site, but it's all in love and support of the company. So hopefully they don't mind. So they're actually EPV certified. Now, I didn't know anything about this certification, and essentially it's an award. So, and it's a French thing, just done within France. But and I'll put the title up now because I'll butcher the pronunciation. But essentially, it's for companies with exceptional craft or industry skill. And I think they're assessed every year. I'm not 100% certain, but I think they're assessed every year to hold this certification. So absolutely fantastic thing to have, and it speaks volumes about the company. Timeline. I always like this. With really historic companies, I like seeing the timeline because it's sort of, I know the Egerton Group has it, I'm sure Case has it somewhere, and you know, companies, because they've been going around for 154 years, so it's nice seeing that progression, seeing how it was back then to how they are now, and things like that. I love just having a quick scroll through that. They've got the team. Now the team, they're a smallish company. There are 20 people in the team. I think that's including the boss, who got handed down the company from his father, and his sister works in the company as well. This is the bit I really like about the website. So there's a bit called Know How, and it breaks down the materials they use and a bit of a description on that. There's a video, so there's a bit of a factory tour as well. And they talk about the fabrication. Now, this is me all over, and I love seeing the handmade side of it, how they put these knives together, people working on the knives themselves. So just a fantastic website, fantastic company. I just want to do a quick shout out to Terry. I've been speaking to him a bit on a Discord. He knows who he is. Hopefully he made it this far. He's a Sodbuster fan, and I think it's his favourite pattern at the moment, and he's getting a brilliant collection. He's got I can't remember, he said about 11 in the collection, but yeah, he's getting them from sort of all around the world. So this might be one for you, Terry. But my collection's not quite where Terry's is yet, but I'm trying to pick up as many as I can from around the world. But yeah, this was one I definitely wanted to get in the collection. But and different as well with that 12C27, a bit of a different blade steel that I've not got on any of my other Sodbusters. But yeah, fantastic website. Hopefully I've shown some more pictures of the website up there. And I think I was talking to Stefan from Knives of France. I think he says that he actually does stock some of these, the brand. I've not actually had a look. Like I say, I'll be honest with you, Stefan, I don't really look at the shop part of I look more at all your articles and things like that. But I think he did say that he actually delivers to the UK. So I'll be honest with you, French knives, for some reason, whenever I try and get them from France, seem to be really expensive delivery. And I'm not sure why, because they're probably the closest to us. But yeah, I've found with even, further afield in Europe, they seem to be a lot more cheaper. But if anybody's got any good French suppliers with cheap delivery, please put it in the comment section. Let's get a bit of a discussion going, find the cheapest place to get hold of some of these beauties. I still want to get the Duke squirrel knife with that spear point. And there's a lot of other French knives that I'll be getting and showing on the channel in the future, definitely, because I'm not finished my French collection yet, I can assure you, not by any means. So thanks all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.